Other effort. Check. All right, I apologize about that, but this thing is pissing me off like none other, dude. All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. Streamlabs blows. All right, can you hear me? Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. All right. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the deal is. I guess I have to get up an extra half an hour early to figure out how to make Streamlabs work. But anyway, good morning. I'm Dark Pool Algo. Today's going to be a market moving day. We have Powell today. So do not, I repeat, do not, for the love of everything that is great, including puppies, do not short in front of Powell. Okay. And let me explain why. Let's say you took a short position. The market's going down, right? And you're doing great and everything's perfect. And then Powell comes on and he says something like no roll and doesn't mention anything about rate hikes. That's going to rip the market 150 points, 100 points, right? So your shorts automatically became bags. Okay. That's just a generalized rule of thumb that I've learned from experience, 30 plus years experienced traders, that going into Powell, you don't want to short because it can move the market. Now, after Powell, if the market's tanking, because he comes out and says, we're going to go ahead and roll and we're going to do rate hikes, right? That's going to, the market's not going to like that. And it's going to freak out. Then you just grab a short and hold on tight. Okay. But with the way the market's been the last couple of days and the way that everything has gapped up today, I'm not super confident in the continuation. So I think we got a quick gap up. I think there's going to be some profit taking at the bell, right? So we gapped up, profit taking at the bell, maybe a little bit of a move up into Powell, right? And then really stagnant, right? So maybe a little gap fade to stagnant, right? Microsoft had earnings yesterday, came out gorgeous earnings. They're up 10 points. It's not the typical gap and go day. It's more of a everybody wants to see what happens with Powell, kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. So we got to be very, very careful of that. One second here. I think we're good with that. Okay, we're good there. All right. So with how dark my face is, you'd be surprised at how many lights I have here, dude. Like my room is lit up like it's just lit up right now. All right, so let's get into it. We have a little bit of news we want to get through. We have some earnings today after the close that we definitely have to pay attention to. Tesla has earnings today, right? So we don't want to be jacking around with Tesla. All right, so ES overnight's up 54 points. right? Overnight up 1.25%. The NQ is up 1.77% overnight, right? Those are some big old moves, but let's get into the news, shall we? All right, let's look at this guy here. I want this on that, and then this guy on here. 15s. All right, that works. 15 4-hour charts look good to me. Okay. All right. And all right. So Libra, the controversial cryptocurrency project launched by Facebook in 2019, is reportedly on the brink of collapse. Doesn't make that make sense, right? Facebook should move off that news. Uh, that's definitely some news for Facebook. Look at the chop, right? Right, 290 to 308. Just geez. F5 networks, FFIV shares are down 11% on earnings. Right, that's a pretty big drop, ripped right through like a hot knife through butter through daily, 4-hour, 200, weekly, monthly. Like the monthly barely stopped it. Okay, if we get a retest of the weekly bottom at 196, I think we make a move back down to 150. They missed on earnings. First quarter adjusted EPS at 289 versus 278. So they beat on EPS. Revenues beat on revenue. The guide's 2Q revenue down about 40 million as compared to what the estimate was. That's the drop, right? And sees forward-looking revenues at 0.4, up 4.5 to 8% versus 8.3%, right? So basically, they're saying out, they came out and said, "Hey, our last quarter was really good. We made some good money, but we don't, going into next quarter, our revenue, we just don't look good." Basically, they're like, "Hey, we're not good going into the next quarter, so take your profits while you can." Okay. All right. Texas Instruments, TXN, shares are up 6% off of their earnings. Sees first Q EPS at 2.29 versus 1.9. Quarterly revenues driven by strong demand in industrial and in automotive. Texas Instruments with the big old bull flag forming. What do we do? Okay. 4-hour top, back test 200, 5,200. So that 184 to 190 move, definitely in the cards for today. There's a longer term overhead resistance it looks like we might have ran into. So we have to prove ourselves, right? In this market, everything must prove itself. And I've passed up on so many trades in the last couple of days, and I'm so happy about it. This is the expected move here, right? I want to look at one of those. Okay. Possibly. Okay. Contrarian, as always, we give up the ghosts, break out the 4-hour bottom. We look to the monthly bottom incoming. Okay. Texas Instruments, ATVI. Let's go, baby. Next 3 Call of Duty titles will be available on Sony's PlayStation and Microsoft Xbox platform. Boom. That Call of Duty will make you rip. 65 to 90. Right? On the 22nd. Back to the 21. 4-hour bottom. Let's look at this a little bit closer because Activation is now really closely tied with Microsoft. Okay. So they had that news. They fell off. They gave up the 200. They came back down on the 4-hour. So weekly cloud top, 4-hour bottom, right? This is your intraday trading here, right? They came down. They touched the 21. This is a 4-hour chart. 21 EMA on the 4-hour. Trying to get back above the 13 for a move to the 4-hour mid, which is also the 200. So from 79 to 81, above 81, they hit 82, 275, and finally 83. Okay. Would I trade this? Nope. I'll just chill out. There's other trades, but ready and fire. So double green, right? Down here at the bottom, double green, right? This is bullish. Ready and fire is getting ready to release. Minor slingshot squeeze should be happening. They're going to get a pop to about 88.92, right? If they can get above the 200, then we can look at taking this longer, okay? However, if they fail at this level, if they come back below the 4-hour, they're coming back down to the daily mid. So ATVI, and there's a play both ways. AT&T, AT&T had earnings. Let's go, baby. Okay, I'm glad I have AT&T shares. So it looks like they're starting to recover a little bit. There for a while, I was getting a little concerned whether or not AT&T was going to continue to be the growth stock. that everybody has thought it was going to be, right? Lots of dividends. AT&T is, very popular for dividend reinvestment programs or DRIP campaigns. Still going to fight with the 200 SMA. So if you're looking to invest in AT&T, give it some time. See what happens today. If it can get above 28.03, then it gets back up into that $33 level that it needs to be in. This red and yellow down here indicate chop. We do have a slingshot squeeze getting ready to set up. They did come out with earnings at 0.78 versus 0.76. Q4 revenue at almost 41 billion versus 40 billion. Added 884,000 net new phone subscribers in Q4 who pay a monthly bill, right? Revenue at Warner Media, including HBO and HBO Max streaming, rose 15.4%. They've got a pretty decent streaming service. I'm pretty happy with them, helping offset some of the weakness in wireless. HBO Max had steady growth and they added 4.4 million subscribers and sees forward-looking revenue growth in low single digits compared to 2021 consolidated revenues at 153.2 billion. That's big money. Okay. Next gen healthcare. So in healthcare news, nothing, dude. There's no Pfizer, there's no Moderna, there's no news coming out of those camps, no BNTX news, right? It's like, what's going on? BNTX over the last 2 days is up 35 points. That was the play. Remember, I was like, oh, Pfizer, BNTX. I backed Moderna. Moderna is forever on my do not trade list. I hate that stock. I'd rather trade BNTX any day. From a perspective of where do we go next? 34-day or 34 EMA rejection for our top. We come back to for our mid. So we reject 170, right? We can't clear 170. We come back down. Test 150, 158, 155. If we get below that, we come back to then it's the 4-hour bottom at 141. Double red, failed. Maybe a little slingshot, but I wouldn't be super confident in this. However, on the 15-minute, we did cross above the 5,200. So if we can maintain that level, might have some BNTX strength. Okay. Ooh, Insight, INCY. INCY is withdrawing their FDA application for their drug for the treatment of patients with a certain type of lymphoma, right? $75 stock, quick drop to 70. We're looking at sub-zero. Sub-zero. Now let's check at 65, or let's go 65, 66, and then 62. That should be a good short, right? They're like, hey, we have a drug. Hey, we can take over the 200. Hey, we broke below the 50 in the daily to the weekly, and we're withdrawing our application from the FDA. So why would you have any faith in us? I wouldn't. All right, moving on. Cryptocurrency stocks are trading higher as Bitcoin regains ground, and I sold my Mara calls yesterday. I'm such a dumbass. It was rough. Anyway, Mara, Riot, and Coinbase are all trading higher. Maybe that's what we should look at is Coinbase, right? Get into that, something that ties into that crypto space. You know what I'm talking about, Laz? Maybe we should get into something like that, right? Right. All right. Yeah, Mara, dude, I think it's got potential. I might want to try to get, depending on what happens today, right? If I get in at 27 and it goes to 30, I'm happy. If I get in at 24 and it rejects, then I'm sad. So why don't we I'm going to give it one more day. But I am looking at investing more for the long term, possibly even Riot, right? Look, Riot's at discount. Riot went to 13. This was trading at 50 a couple of months ago. Okay. Yeah, they're very similar. We just have to see what's going to happen with those. And then Coinbase. I love trading Coinbase. It's so much fun, right? 165, 190, $15 moves. Got a pretty decent ATR from what I understand. Does move well with crypto. It's got weekly bottom 205. Nope, my bad. 200 incoming on it. 200 is that key level. What happens there could shape the next couple months in Coinbase. Okay, Robinhood. Robinhood has highlighted steps it has taken to avoid imposing trading restrictions and said it was in a strong position to support customers through unlikely market events. Bullshit. According to Reuters, Robinhood said in a blog post that its net capital position was 2.7 billion, more than 25 times what it currently reported by the U.S. SEC. Right? Oh, Robinhood. Once they have earnings this week too. Oh, that's gonna be great. I mean, it's Robinhood. It's a penny stock. That's all it's good for. But there may be a little movement today. It's making higher lows and higher highs. It's coming up to key resistance at 1375 level, 1365 level. That's the 21. Right. I'll just show you what that looks like here. That's the 21 EMA on the 4-hour, right? This yellow line. Above it, it moves to the daily cloud top, possibly 4-hour top. Right. So above where it's at, 1350, maybe a move up to 1450. Yeah, I wouldn't touch a stock. There's go trade Riot if you want to trade something cheap. Capital One came out with earnings today. EPS at 541 versus 534, right? Revenue 8.1 versus 7.9. QNet interest margin is 6.6%, up 24 BPS sequentially. They did not provide guidance, so maybe we'll just chill out on the Sunrun. We love Run. We used to play this all the time. Replaces $250 million recourse lending facility with a new upsize, $425 million facility to support continued growth and enhanced terms. Still below the 50, below the 200. Stay away from it for a minute. I need to look and see what happened with Affirm yesterday, which I did not trade. Yeah, it's okay. It just made a big W. I think Affirm is setting up for something. We just have to check. And then SoFi. So unfortunately, SoFi actually became a bank, but they became a bank below the 5,200, right? They became a bank below 1363. I will get into SoFi above 1370, right? I'll trade, I'll invest in SoFi above 1370, which is above the 4-hour mid. That's a quick move from 1370 to 1530. I'm looking at buying those for the long term. I am going to give it some time and let it chill out. This is indecision, right? Big old indecision the last 2 days. Okay. API crude inventory is shown as a drawdown of 900,000 barrels. Whoever's keeping notes on that, please update your numbers. Inventories at Cushing drew 1.0 million barrels. Gasoline inventories rose 2.4 million barrels, and distillates fell 2.2 million barrels last week. Okay. Martin Transport earnings. They beat on earnings. Martin could be an early indication of how the rest of the market is going to do. Transportation typically leads the way. They didn't mention any forward-looking guidance, and they also didn't mention any bottleneck issues. All right, NQ is making a Wu-Tang reversal. ES is trying to, and gold is up. Interesting, gold is up, and so is crypto. Okay. Tesla has earnings after the bell. They have earnings after the close. So with Tesla and earnings, right, it can just really do anything. I would assume that they're going to have positive earnings, but I won't play Tesla for earnings. Just won't do it. I'll wait. I'll stand back and I'll be like, oh, yay, you made $1 billion. Oh, yeah, you lost $1 million. And watch people. I'm not going to do it. If you're interested in it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to provide any information on Tesla for earnings. Goldman Sachs has a virtual conference today, and other earnings after the bell that could be of interest would be CCI, Crown Castle. Yeah, I like Crown Castle. That's a fun one to trade. LRCX, Lam Research. This can move the market as well. So I know people that have made $1 million off of trading just this one stock. Okay, I don't like it right now. Yeah, it's just, again, super chopper fragilistic XBL at Doge. It is setting up a Wu-Tang reversal. That would be one of these. That's a big one though. 1, 2, 3, 4 long. Right. I would say probably to the 50 with that woo. It's Wu-Tang Wednesday. It's Woo Wednesday, yo. I don't have my Woo shirt on. What is wrong with me? Happy Woo Wednesday, folks. You want to? So we call it Woo Wednesday, just because the show used to be on Wednesdays, but everything is making a W-shaped pattern today. AMD is making one right now. The Woo reversal. In simpler terms, it's a Dow 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Basically, this is the 1, this is the 2, this is the 3. If you get above if the 4 is above the 2, your 5 is going to be above the 4. It's just the way it is. Okay. That's it pretty much. Earnings before the bell. OSK. That's a failed reversal, right? 1, 2, 3, up. Rejected, failure. Okay, earnings, new events calendar today. Dude, how does my earning? Okay, FOMC monetary policy meeting results at 2 p.m. Eastern. NBA or mortgage application data at 7. Advanced good trade balance for December, and new home sales are all at, or see, advanced goods is at 10 or 8:30. New home sales month over month is at 10. Forex Factory is my source. It's more reliable than this new source that I have here, right? These, right, can affect the market. This can affect the Canadian dollar, right? At 10, goods trade balance. That should have already came in. Nope, comes in soon. Crude oil inventory is at 10:30. Don't get caught slipping on that. FOMC statements and federal funds rate. Okay, and then press conference at 2. So they're going to come out at 2. They're going to let us know at 2 if things happen, right? It should say if it's raised, if they're going to raise rates and roll over. I don't know. So Powell can do one of two things. It can either swing the market, and then if he shuts up and quits talking, then we can get a rip. But if he keeps talking, sometimes he can talk himself into some trouble. We do have that anywhere from, so basically from 2 to 2:30, right? I would be flat. I would be cash. I would not risk unless you like to gamble. And if you like to gamble, you can just Venmo me your money, right? If you want to gamble, just send it to me. I'll drop it in a drip account for you. And you'll thank me. All right, here we go. So they're saying that it's a much brighter future for the U.S. futures this morning, with the S&P looking back above the 4,400 level, rising 1.4%. As Dow component Microsoft shares rebound following upbeat earnings and guidance, helping boost the Dow. I think the Dow went up 500 points, right? While futures investors await the Federal Reserve policy decision later today, central bank is poised to signal plans for its first interest rate hike since 2018 and discuss shrinking its balance sheet when results of the 2-day FOMC policy meeting are released after 2 p.m. Meanwhile, U.S.-Russia tensions hangs in the air while the President of the United States is indicating that Russia President Putin is at risk of personal sanctions over Ukraine. Listen, Joe. I mean, what would it look like if we just had our global leaders throw on some gloves and get in the octagon? Right? Just get it out. I can't go too much into it. The old YouTube algorithm will not like me. Goldman City strategists say now is the time to buy stocks, while Bank of America and Wells Fargo also see buying opportunities, according to Bloomberg. A much-needed rebound for U.S. stocks early after posting double-digit percentage returns to start the new year. So I also remember reading or hearing something about those growth stocks, right, that everybody rushed into last year are going to be worthless. So I'm looking to rotate into like AT&T, Coca-Cola, maybe Ford. Ford's super volatile right now, right? Just some of the good old names, Abivai, right? Abivai makes Botox. Botox isn't going anywhere. Right. So another volatile day on the street as S&P fell 1.2 ahead of the FOMC. Like everything's talking about FOMC again. Dip buyers briefly lifted it late in the afternoon to overcome late day selling pressure. Markets remain on edge over increased chatter of equity valuations amid the cloud of geopolitical risk coming from Ukraine. Markets also remain on edge for today's FOMC, which could expect to indicate a rate hike in March is coming to try and tame inflation. Energy was the top S&P sector again as oil rebounded, right? Just a day after the biggest one-day tumble this year. Fears popped its head in the markets as the VIX closed at 31.16, highest since this time last year. In Asian markets, the Nikkei index dipped 120 points. Shanghai rose 22 and Hang Seng gained 0.2%. DAX is up over 300 points, which is good for us. FTC is higher by 120 and Bitcoin price is up 4%, topping $38,000, and Ethereum up 5% after I sold out all my crypto yesterday. Yeah, I realized I had way too much risk on. I dropped like $3,000 on it and looked, and I was like, whoa, that's way more than I normally risk on things. So we're not going to do that. Okay. That's it for the news. Give me your plays. Okay. And I will try to go through these really quickly. Good morning, Laz. Johnny. JK. What's up, JK? How are you? Yep. Let's see what we do today. Coinbase, great idea. Yep. Robinhood is trash. SoFi is an investment for me. Anyone who's all right? Morning, Terry. All right, so let's get into our futures. Okay, I'm going to drop these up on the daily, and we'll just do a recap and what we expect to see happening. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, farmers from afar. All right, so it looked like that was the tip of the tip. We dipped down and tipped right to that previous level, 42.13. Rally back up. All right, we got through. Get rid of that guy right there. So down and then up. Looks like we might be trying to set up a recovery. So I think we might close on the high. We do still have an opportunity to rally to the 21, right? Maybe we meet on the highs and we come back. So healthy recovery, right? Some Dow stuff here would be something like this, right? That's a pretty decent move. We're also, based on this longer move down here, right? We down, we up. We did not yesterday, 25th, we did not close above the high of the low bar, right? So this is a low bar. For recovery, we want to start closing above the high of the low bar, which we have not done yet. So this move right here could very easily set up that move. Okay. Something along those lines. So we have a low, we have a higher low, we have a higher low, we have a low, we have a lower low, or a lower high and a higher low. And now we're trying to make a higher high, higher low. Oh, not those. Does that make sense? I'm trying to show a good example of recovery, right? That's a pretty good one right there. So we did come back down. We kissed that level. Let's look at it on our 4-hour chart. We overtook the 21. 21 is green, right? So we came back down, rejected it, broke through it, rejected it, breakout, close above it. So next move should be up. to retest the 618 retracement. All right, that goes from this high to the low back in October. Okay. Trying to make this big enough so everybody can see. Next step is this is the 50. This is a 200. I think we test. I mean, there's just a smart zone right there that's just incredible. So if I go from the high to the low, I mean, I think we could consider this a trading zone. I think is that right? $28 a day. What is that's just not right. The ES is up 100. Well, it's up 1.5% from the close yesterday. The NQ is up 2%. Let me show you what it looks like on 30 minutes, shall I? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Right. Big old drop rallying. This is the 25th coming into the 26th. Did not make a new high. We are making those higher lows. Right. So we do have stacked positive moving averages again. Okay. We did gap up. If we gap fade, we would want to look at potentially maybe something in the lines of this. So we ripped through it, we back tested it, we used it as support, right? I would say if we can clear this is a tough one. So we go from high to low, so low to high. Doesn't make much sense, but that does. I think that this, my bad. This is a big old supply zone. Supply zones in my book are red, right? Because we don't buy. Red means stop. Red means don't buy in this zone. Green means go. Green means buy. So I'm inverse of what other people do, right? Most people are like green targets, yay. No, looking at I'm a buyer, right? So we do have positively slacked moving averages. A little bit of a 1, 2, 3 reversal setting up here. All right, if I make that, if I bring it down to even a 5-minute chart, do I have to do the 2? Oh, it's this one here. With the 1, 2, 3. See how we got above this and we ripped? Now we just got to start making new highs. All right, so get back to the daily. And let's check out the NQ. All right, so they upgraded the voodoo lines. Let me clear those out. Re-add them to the chart. Voodoo lines. And give it some data to figure. Come on. Calculate your data. There we go. Voodoo line showed up. So big old Big old nice drop to the 2-3 up to the 3-8-2. Remember I said that we have to decide if we're going to retrace and continue lower. Well, we have not. So we have not closed higher than the low bar, right? So this is a low bar. We want to close higher than the low bar. Okay, higher than the high of the low bar. This little land of mine, I'm gonna make it shine. I'm just kidding. All right, so lots of confluence happening, right at this 14,386 level. It's a tree line, which means it's a decision. It's either support and resistance. See how it's supported, right? Resistance, support, resistance, right? Or support failed. Now it's become resistance. So the move is if we can close above the high of the low bar, right? That's a trend reversal. Very similar. Let me show you a scary thought, right? Here's a scary thought. What if this is just forming a giant giant bear flag, right? Yeah, so let's Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Dude, the cold shower trades. Oh, new t-shirt idea. My cold shower trader, yo. Whoa, I need some music, yo. I think I should hold on. Let me see if I can do something without getting hit with it. 1 second, please. Un momento, por favor. One second. Just trying to do something for you. Okay. So yeah, looking at it on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, we overtook the 382. We're back tested. We're trying to use it for support here. I know it's really hard to see with all these lines on it. Let me try to. So we overtook the 21. All right, next moves to the 50. We have a mogul line at 14. Let's just call it 14,700, 14,800. We needed to overtake some previous highs, right? I mean, it's looking pretty good. 1, 2, 3 Wu-Tang reversal, or the Wu reversal coming up. We are getting into, there's a supply zone that runs here. Let me just draw the new one. Basically this guy right here. Right? That's the new supply zone we're trying to get up into. But yeah, like we have a potential to do some great things on the 4 hour. Let's check it out on the 30. Right? That's what this looks like. Something just happened with my charts. Anyway, so my levels are off just a little bit, but they're also right spot on. Dollar bill, y'all. That level is 14521, right? 14521 is the beginning of a new zone. Intraday stack positive moving averages right off the right off the previous low of 382. We're looking for that move up to 50% retracement. We got to get into this trading zone right here. We got that zone that goes from what did I say? 14,523, 14,841. Big zone. Okay. We need to get up into it right now. Okay. If we can close above that, then I think we get a nice move for today on the NQ. Okay, everything's kind of getting a little pop right now. It's a little pop, lock, slop, and drop it. Okay. The Dow, obviously, big ripper yesterday, thanks to Microsoft. All right, looking at it on the daily. Should probably go through and update my zones here. All right. Big old drop. So we did close above the high of the low bar, which is this one here. So I think we start getting a reversal. The 2-3 is what we're testing up against right now. Above this 2-3 level, I think we get that move back up to the 382. If we reject the 2-3, then we have that move. We've got support coming in at 34,000, right? That would be a 500 drop on the Dow, and that would shake some fences. Okay, let's look at this on the 4 hour. I wish I knew Dow components. Like if we could figure out like the top 5 stocks in the Dow, that would be pretty dang good. So looking as if though we're trying to get that 1, 2, 3 reversal. There's a couple ways that we can look at it. We can look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, or we can just look at this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's kind of an ugly one. Bring it down to the 30. See what we got going on here. Again, we've got some stack positive moving averages again. Right, we're coming right up onto that 2-3 extension. Right. Just play my video, dude. I'm gonna fire Cox Communications again today. So we are in the, we're in the top of a supply zone. This green, that one's just wrong. No, I'm not help, dude. This guy. Yo, listen. Do I need to do this? Do I need to do this crap for my channel to get people to buy into it? Do I need to do that? Right? I got a haircut like that. I think I got some smart glasses. Right? I have way more tattoos than that dude, but I don't think I need to get all fancy for y'all. I'd rather look like this dude right here. Hold on. I mean, which one do you want, yo? Oh, I cracked myself up. Anyway, regardless, sorry, I digress. Above, so we're looking for that move above the 2.8, the 236 up to the 382, and then up to 50% retracement. If you want to slap this on your chart, it's super easy. Just take a fib retracement from the previous low to the previous high, right? High to low. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's look at the Russell. The Russell actually made an attempt to become a real live stock again yesterday, right? So same old story, same stories before. Rally down, could not close above the high of the low bar. Rejected that previous massive, right? What do they call that? Broadening pattern. Call it a megaphone, right? Reject it once, reject it twice. We're trying to get through it today. Okay. So if we get above that, I haven't run a fib because I don't think I've got a good level to run a fib from. And this is just super chopper logic, right? Looking at it on the 4 hour. All right. Again, the key is this 1, 2, 3 reversal, right? This little inverted head and shoulders. This is the key. Let's just go like this so that people can see what the heck I'm talking about. Again, all right, we made a high, we made a higher low, and then at this level here, what happens? Right? We either rip or right, we come back down. So there's one or two things that are going to happen. Okay. Looking at it on the 30. Right. Yay, we got through the trading zone. We back tested it. We're using it as support, confirmation. Right. We're very tight zones here. There's another supply zone. So I take the low and the high and the low, right? and then the low and the high, right? I'd like to get up to the 2072 level, but I don't know if we can. We've got some pretty significant resistance at 2052, and then just this dead man zone, right? This big old neutral zone on the Russell. All right, Russell, from a perspective of path of least resistance, the Russell is probably up there. I keep saying I need to update my trading view charts. I'm sorry, I haven't had time to do it. I've got a billion other things going on. All right, looking at the rest of the futures, typically we like to see the bottom row down, the top row up. That's the way we like to trade spaghetti. No, I'm just kidding. Or daily, I mean, we're just still continuing to rise. I like this weakness that's happening here in bonds. Crude is still continuing. I think crude hits 90. We could look at trading some crude on any dips, right? And gold is just steadily increasing. Gold is getting up into this previous supply zone that runs basically 1852 to about 1880. So what happens in those levels is really going to kind of shape the outcome of metals, right? All right, looking at all this stuff on the 30-minute chart, it's got a nice move on crude. Not super thrilled about these two 30-minute bars on ZB, but that 155 level, I think this is pretty accurate here. Right, trying to get up to that level again. I do like that the yen is continuing to sell off on the 30-minute. So, weakness in bonds, right? They made a lower low, right? So there was, let me show you what this looks like. Do I have a channel tool? Is this my channel tool? I think it's kind of weak. Oh, hold on. Venmo heavy spitters. I don't think so, sucker. Dude, what kind of lame channel tool is that? Seriously, though. I can't hang with it. All right. So, you know the moves. You see what's happening. You know what it needs to take place. The market so far is doing pretty good this morning. Do we see gap fade back down to support? Possibly. You know, the support levels, and I think that's good. I'm going to throw this up on the 2-minute chart. I'm going to take a real quick break. Go wake up some people. Hold on. This is what I like to see, right? This is a good way to wake up, a good way to see your morning, right? Like seeing my name with them fellas. Breakfast Club, let's go, yo! All right, quick pops. As far as heavy hitters like Tesla, Apple, AMD, Mara, Nvidia, Tesla's at the top of the 15 kilt, Apple atop, AMD top of the 15-minute kilts. So those 15-minute kilts are going to be super vital today. It's really going to, like, I'm trading the 15-minute kilts, right? The ups and the downs, the ins and the outs of it. I don't know what's up with this lame Nvidia chart that I have here. All right, so where are we at? All right, Nvidia's trading at 15 Keltner counter channel mid. That mid holds killed Nvidia at this 233. Those 245 calls closed at $1.23 yesterday. Right at the bottom, to rip those to $2 or $3 for real. Don't even play with those. Right. Opening gap fade, right? We drop. Bah, 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 bah. As soon as we find that base, right, we're gonna move back up. 15-minute kilts are super worth it. Okay. I will be back in a momento. Let me know if you want to continue to listen to what we got going on here. What's up, $32? Microsoft? No. Let's go, baby. Oh, I need to change. So I've got an order set for my. I bought the 310s yesterday that closed for 250. I've got an order for 10 set for those. If Microsoft opens at 305, my calls may go in the money. I'm rich. Huh? For our top at 312, let's go, baby. Let us go. Slingshot squeeze, earnings beat. Let's go. All right, let me know if you want me to leave on the sound. No, I'm going to turn the sound out. Well, yeah. All right.